Greetings all, and welcome to this video to explain to you about one of the most useful editing tools available in Microsoft Word, and that is the Hide Show button. And it is the one that looks like the paragraph symbol located in the Home tab of the Microsoft Word ribbon, and it's this one right here. And please note that it is not available in Google Docs. It is only available in Microsoft Word. The purpose of this button is to show the non-printing formatting in a document. This helps you to know why the formatting looks like it does. As you can see on the screen, I have a Microsoft Word document open, and it has a few marks on there that are a little bit different than maybe what you're accustomed to seeing. That's because I've clicked on the Hide Show. Now, if I click it again, you will see what you would normally expect for printing. So I'm going to click it again, and I'm going to tell you about a few of these symbols so that you can understand what you're looking at. So for instance, between these words you can see there's a dot. That is a space bar, and that tells you how many spaces there are. So as you're going through, and if you're looking at the ends of sentences to see how many spaces there are between the sentences, you can see here there's 3 dots. Well, don't want 3. I typically use 2, so I can just hit a backspace and delete one of those, and now I have the correct spacing after my sentence. You will also see things that look like paragraph symbols. These are also known as pilcrows, and they show when you have hit enter to go to a new line. If you don't see this, but there is space between lines like you see here, that means that you have something greater than single space for your line spacing. And if we go up to the line and paragraph spacing tab, we can see, oh, we're at 2.0. That's good. That's the way you should do it. Some people will do what we see down here, where they'll hit enter at the end of a line, then they'll hit enter again, and when you have Hide Show not showing, then it looks kind of like it's double spaced. But this is a horrible way to do it. Always get rid of those and make sure that you use it correctly, changing the whole thing to double spacing. All right. So the next thing that you're going to want to know about are the tabs. Tabs look like this. It's a little arrow pointing to the right, and tabs make things automatically get to where they're supposed to be. Now sometimes you hit tab and wow, it looks like it's going awry. All you have to do is select those tab buttons, hit backspace or delete, and now you're back to your correct tab. If you accidentally hit delete more than the number of times you're supposed to, don't worry, just hit tab and it'll always be there. Now, please use tabs over doing something like this little number right here. Someone here didn't use a tab. They actually hit spacebar a bunch of times to try to move the date over so that it's going to line up. Don't do that. You can get rid of all those little spaces with a delete here. And let me get rid of that one last one. And then hit tab, and now it automatically lines up. And that's how you want to do it. You're also going to see things like this with the Hide Show button. That's the page break. And so whenever you want to move things to a new page, so here we have acknowledgments on the next page, you're going to want to use that page break. If you don't want the page break there, maybe it's an extra one or something, you can just highlight it, hit delete, and it will be gone. Do not do this kind of thing to get things onto a new page. Do not start hitting enter. That's just a bad way to do it. And things mess up if you have to change margins or stuff like that. Some less common things you're going to see are like these little dots right here. They're actually little circles, and these are known as a non-breaking space. The non-breaking space, the point of it is to keep words together that you don't want to have go from one line into the next line. You want those words to stay together. So I have an example here where I've used a non-breaking space between education and Concordia. Now you'll notice there's a lot of extra room right here, and the margin doesn't quite look right. That's because this non-breaking space is keeping education and Concordia together. I highly suggest getting rid of non-breaking spaces that you don't want, and the way to do that is to highlight it, and then you can hit delete or backspace, and then add in a space bar, and you'll notice education now popped back over here, and our formatting for margins looks much better. You will also see this commonly show up, especially if you have copied from Google Docs into Microsoft Word, and this is a next line. It's a right angle arrow pointing left, and it starts a new line when you don't want a new paragraph. So it may throw off your auto indenting in places such as your references, and can be deleted by highlighting and hitting delete. Or you could hit enter to move things down. That would be a possibility. So The hide show is going to help you clean up your paper. It's going to show you things that don't belong there or why they're in one particular spot. You'll notice I have two paragraph symbols here. One's in the center, one's on the side. That's because this center one is actually center justified. And the other one is left justified, but I don't want either of them because I want my approval to start at the top of the page. So that hide show is going to help you clean up your paper, figure out what is off, and you can eliminate things that don't belong. There are more symbols, but these are the ones that you're most likely to encounter. So, happy editing.